Hi there and welcome to Kate's Itching to Stitch at the Journal Nest in Australia. It's great to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And it's been a big day already for me, so I'm so glad that now I can actually stop and get back into the nest and get on with things. I've got lots to share with you. It's been an incredibly special time for me, and I've got everything ready to sew because my fingers are itching. But speaking of sewing, I've actually been out today to the sewing basket. Some of you who follow Roxy and Roxy's Creations and Rachel and Sarah will know that they've mentioned this. So I had a very special trip out there with my mum for Mother's Day. She'd never been there. She's 92. I think I've shared that before, and she still sews every day. She quilts and does a lot by machine, but I took her and we both picked up some things to share because she's being excited. I just love the way they present their bits and pieces. Look at that. So Old Crochet, it's a place where people donate their scraps that they don't want and they're saved from going into landfill. And I just love the way they bundle things up. So I'm just showing these to you because you've probably perhaps heard of this place, and now I've experienced it. I want to share it with you so that we can all celebrate together. They have a lot of projects that have been handed in. This one hasn't even been started, but look at that. All the cottons are in there and it's just ready to go. Even without that being embroidered, I find that a piece of beauty. You might see that Kate, who's usually neutral mostly and pops of blue, I'm getting a little bit bolder. I've been drawn to some different things. Let's see. I found this in the sewing basket for $1.50. It's old and beautiful, and for me, that is going to be repurposed into something for my pouches or journals. Look at that beautiful blue, the cross stitch. I don't mind that it's stained. That is a treasure that I want to give new life to. This is, again, a treasure, and I'll be taking this to the Green Door studio to share with my crafty friends. Look at this. I don't know what it's meant to do, but even the tacking and this, I think, would be beautiful. So if we get up to it, I'm going to add maybe something to a journal like that. Daisies, blue, and this big piece that has just a tiny bit of cross stitch, but these are my colors, so I've grabbed those. So what are we going to do today in the nest? I have been working this week on a traveler's size, the first traveler's size notebook. If you've watched my Making Monday, this is where we're up to with the signatures. Really like that there. And I'm thinking that I could use some of these bits and pieces to go into, I haven't decided on the cover yet, so I'll just take these out of the way. I might keep this up. Love those daisies. So this size is a new size for me, and I'm interested in how it's all going to fit together. Now, speaking of my mum, I wanted to share with you that she is giving me lots and lots of her pieces, of her personal pieces. This, would you believe it? Oh gosh, how can I show you? This is a piece of her negligee, I think it would be called, when she was younger, and I've pieced that onto scraps of linen that I've bought from op shops, and I'm always going to remember that. This is not finished yet. She also gave me today this doily that she embroidered when she was first married, and I think that was I can't do the maths, but she was only 21. These might be too special for me to take off, but look at that work, and I'm just thinking, wouldn't that be great? But the main thing that she's given me, so it was just actually, I'm measuring with you whether I might make this a personal journal and make this the pouch or the cover for it. Not sure. But in the meantime, let's just put that up there. She gave me a couple of hankies. So I thought the project today may be, whatever the size of the cover, we might turn this into a pocket or an envelope to start with. I'll put all these other bits around me just here to inspire. That's what the nest is about. Let's tuck those under this. This is me. I want to use buttons this week, and if you're stuck for ideas at any time, I've just gone a little bit crazy, zipping through, folding doilies over basically, and using them as pin cushions all over the place. And I found this beautiful butterfly tin at the op shop the other day, and I put those things in. So let's use those as inspiration around us as we start to stitch. I want to say thank you. I should say hi, how are you? I'm in such a rush. I've driven to the city and back, gone shopping, had such fun. I've forgotten to say hi and welcome and how are you? Do you think I could, Kate? I think that's maybe too far for me yet, but we will see. So let's stitch together. I started to say thank you so sincerely for the response to my previous itching to stitch. I am really loving stitching again. I always have, but I haven't done it for years and years and years and years and years. And I was so glad to hear from so many of you that you love to stitch and combine fabrics in your journals. Okay, so this is what's so easy about these beautiful old pieces. This is a hanky, and this is all hand done. So I think that's just a treasure already. So simply what we're going to do is, I hope you're stitching along with me or crafting. I've put a knot in there, and we're going to use the most soothing stitch in the world as ever. This is going to really help me and slow me down because I wanted to film. And this is my happy place. I've left my mum in Sydney where she lives and just drove away with tears of joy, to be honest. How lucky am I to be able to share making and creating still with my mum. I know I'm beyond lucky to still have her at this age, but she walked into the shop and she at the sewing basket and she just went, oh my gosh. And do you know what she said as we left? She said, when I go now, Katie, I know where I want my things to go, because it's a charity. And, you know, to know that someone else will pick these up and treasure them, like I'm addicted right now to embroidery and lace work, and they are so complementary to our journals and my colours. So this is, as I shared, and many of you are far more experienced than me, but how easy just to find some crochet work and go up and down, up and down. Soothing, relaxing, natural. Again, I'm continuing the celebration of reaching 1,000 subbies. Thank you so much, beyond my wildest dreams, that I'm here already. And as someone commented yesterday, I found friends. And it's not that I didn't have any real friends here, but to know that we are all so like-minded, that we all enjoy creating or watching creation, making art, whatever it is. I was saying to someone the other day, some of us show what we love doing in our cooking. I could cook, but I follow a recipe, and you know, if I'm lucky, it comes out. But this sort of creativity, I just count as such a joy. So all I'm doing, as I said, I hope you are able to do something with me. I was wondering, do you listen to music as you craft, or other YouTubers? I actually don't listen to anything because I think I like the absolute quietness and stillness. Now, if you hear a creak, I forgot to change my chairs over, but yeah, you can see that. So there's nothing special going on here, except I'm doing a running stitch. Someone said to me the other day, a real friend, like a person who I hang out with, and she said, I've never stitched in my life. I don't know how to sew. And I said, honestly, let's sit down together. I'll thread the needle for you. And can you go in and out? And she said, is that all it is? And I said, this way, in our return to slow stitching, it is. And of course we can, I'm just admiring so many people I'm finding on YouTube and on Instagram who can do incredibly complex work. And of course Rachel and Sarah and their mum Juju lead the pack on that. But the joy of the simplicity, I think it is. Okay, so while I'm doing this, I hope you are imagining with me, because this is pretty plain, but I think, what is that saying? There is beauty in simplicity. But I might see if I can do a little stitch to highlight that crochet down there. Please notice I haven't pinned, because I don't think you can go far wrong. Didn't even iron it. Just a bit of finger pushing down and it'll be fine. I wanted to say thank you to so many of you who are sharing your states and your countries from where you come from. It is just fantastic. It's, as someone said, I've found friends from all over the world, and I don't have to leave my happy place, and I'm joining your happy place. So what I'm going to do now is, I don't want to sew this together, so I'm just going to continue this stitch down on one layer. Will we choose to go in or out? I think we'll go in. Yeah, so it becomes a bit more visible. As I said, I took my mum for Mother's Day, and when I left her to have a lunch, she said, I'm just going to go into my bed, on my bed, and look at all my treasures that we got from the sewing basket. So that, it's not about the money, because it didn't cost very much at all, but just that shared journey and love of what we do. She reminded me that, so you forget these things, and that's why I'm glad that she's still here to remind me, when now I'm at this stage where I can actually have time to make again. She said, do you remember each Easter holidays? Because in Australia, Easter is almost a sign that winter's coming. Well, it's autumn. And she said that we would get our projects out and we'd be so excited. Okay, this is Kate, everyone. I was chatting away, lost in my story, and I sewed those together. I don't think I've ever seen anyone unpick on YouTube. Sorry to let you all down, but not perfect, and it doesn't matter. But the most worrying thing, oh, no, it's okay. I was going to say, I'll have to thread the needle in front of you, but I found my needle threader, thank goodness. Because, oh, see, my eyes can't. I'm finding that very challenging. So some makers have got beautiful wooden, they look like wooden needle threaders. I want to find one of those. Haven't seen one at the journal, not the journal nest, the sewing basket yet. but we will see. Because when I find one, I will buy it. Okay, I was saying that I'd like to bring this along, but maybe it's time for a contrast colour. Okay, I think it is. So still doing single. I'm going to, yeah, I think the eye has to keep going down. So this is a stitch without purpose, except to get me to the end and have some little idea that it doesn't, the stitching doesn't stop there. If I have time, I've just remembered that I've got something else very exciting for me, because I know many of you follow Rachel and Sarah, and their latest prompt is to cover a box. Now I'm probably 2 weeks behind already because I couldn't find the box. I did buy a cardboard box from the op shop the other day, but it's too big and I didn't like it. So I've been really not being able to start, because when I start I want to be able to say that I love the box and I'm going to make it even better. Okay, so I'm stumbling here, but that's okay. Now I'm right. So double stitch there. I mean, how do we share with each other what we're working on? I don't want this to be a one-way street. So how do I get a look at your projects? As new to the world of YouTube as I am, I would love to see what you're up to. If you're not set. Okay. So let's think. Here's our journal. This is going to be a page that tucks treasures in them. And wouldn't it be nice if we... Ooh, I'm not up to going around flowers, so sorry to disappoint, but I will get there. Is there something... I think this is the cotton I used in the daisy last week, or a bit of wool. It's got beautiful texture. This is wool again. Yep, I think I'm going to use this one. I'm loving these perlite. Okay, let's try this. It might even be that we can do some camphor as well up here or across there, don't know. Okay, so without planning, as usual, let's just go in here. I'm just seeing if we could do some sort of bigger stitch. Well, not yet, because the end came through. That's why I love using the crochet or the embroidery, because you use this way to make holes. Okay, so all I'm doing, don't know what it's called, if it's even called something, it's just a little tiny stitch. See if I can go faster. I like keeping these papers underneath me because I like knowing that it's all going in, even though this is wider. I'm thinking of my mum as she crocheted this hanky and used it. Well, actually, I think in those days these were just for decoration. I've almost done a cross stitch there, but it doesn't matter. I think this is why I'm loving coming back to stitching again, because it's not complicated. In and out, in and out. And it's so freeing. I can just feel the relaxation coming through my body. I do watch Rachel and she's very, very fast. I will get there. Maybe I can press the accelerator down so you don't get bored. If I run out of thread, that will be problematic because that will take me more time. Yep. Still raining here. So Sunday I did my video and rainy day and Sunday and nothing's changed. Oops. Okay, see? I spoke too soon. Go through there. Oops. Okay, there we go. Now, this is the longest time I've spent on sewing with you, and you can probably fast forward if you, well, of course you can fast forward, it's your life, but I'm thinking, if we put it together and then we have a little, I'm not a particularly lacy person, but I don't mind that idea of, you know, a layer showing. Oh, have I got enough? Yep, I'm just going to be bold. I've just seen this, and then I'm going to see if we can put a tiny little envelope together. But let's see what a row of cantha. Is it cantha? See, looks on here. Very big stitch to start, Kate. Not great, but it'll be all right. So totally random. Big stitches and little stitches for the treasures to go in. So just a little bit of blue that I keep running through my journals. There, and then let's go one. Usually it's on this. Okay, taking a risk because I've never done running rows divided by something else, but let's. Then to soothe the soul. It almost looks like a bit of lace or braiding. I'm hoping I've got enough cotton This happened to be, just thread it up. Oops. Now I'm feeling better. Let's go another row. And again, when I came back to sewing and I was watching other people's work, I've tried so hard to make all my stitches exactly the same length as the row before. And then I read Fleur's book, The Woods, and she said that doesn't matter about the size, it's the process. So let's do this. Yep. I like things in threes. Let's risk it. Go straight back here. I may not make it, but then I could pick up it again in a different colour, but really it's just I feel like my fingers are shaking. It must be the adrenaline and the excitement and the relaxation of being home. Okay, I'm going to make it. Okay, finish it off in there somewhere. Pull it through. Okay. Drop it off. Not for the moment. Okay. So there we have. Yep. Yep, good. All right. So now I've got things around me and a little bit of time. Oh, look at these tiny little, even the safety pins they use are old. I don't even know what I'm going to make for you yet. Oh, or me. Oh, that's. Okay, it's a bit long. It's a bit close. When I say that, what am I talking about? I'm talking, oh, wouldn't that be cute? Sorry everyone, those colours are not mine, but they're beautiful. But I want a little bit of this. A little bit of this daisy work. And remember, it may hurt to tear them up, but you're giving new life. Okay, so I'm thinking we could make a little combined pocket with that around the edge. I'll go here first. And here, I'm going to sacrifice this bit here. Oh, I need, Oh, more strength. More strength. Okay. And this is going to be a deep little, this one is the sort of one that I would put at the back or pin it into a journal. Maybe like that lace. Let's do that. And then we're going to put a bit of flowers on it. Okay, speed, 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 speed. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're going to go down and around. It's a very big starting stitch, but I'm excited. And this is what, you know, again, so many of you have done this for way longer than I, but as I sort of share with you my journey, for me, it's about the inspiration out of the nest. Like, just gather stories together, and before you know it, they start to speak to you. I wonder who did this cross stitch. It's a beautiful color blue. One side done. Across the bottom. It doesn't really need it across the bottom, but I just love that, you know, what's the word? It's almost a border of stitches. Because we know this is just going to have paper and treasures in it. So it doesn't really need to be strong, but the stitches I'm encountering some resistance. That's because I'm coming against the cross stitch at the back, but that's okay. We can do it together. In fact, I probably don't really need to go through all the layers. Okay, here we go. They're really big stitches, but that's not, I think actually I've picked up the wrong needle because the end is a bit not sharp. And that takes away some of the joy. But anyway, when you have to go through and push too hard, going wonky. That's right. Okay. This is, I'm trying to encourage you. You can do anything and you can do it fast and just have the joy. So I think I said that. And where was I going to put those little flowers? Oh, they might go over that way. So just to hold this in place. Oops. I missed completely. I'd love to hear if you use old embroideries and what you do with them. As I said, this is just a sudden new passion of mine, inspired by Rachel and Sarah and their amazing stitchery. And I'm using mine for in my journals and on pouches. In fact, I was just thinking, wouldn't this be cute as a pouch, a little envelope on a pouch? As I say that, I'm just going to bring this one out and go, yeah, wouldn't that be? I'm not going to do that, but see, this is where you just start. If you're just freelance, I'm going to call it. Don't worry about any mistakes, because they're not mistakes. Whatever we do works. All right, now take this away. Final thing, let's just tidy up some of that. The just old ends. Okay, now wouldn't that be beautiful? Okay, bit of tearing. Watch out for cake. My direction, my mind is saying it has to go that way. So. I don't want to lose all of that, so this is going to get trimmed. I'm just sort of designing as we go. Very big scissors. Aha. Something's got to give. I could either sacrifice that lace and that plain bit, which I was prepared to do. Okay, that's what's going to happen. We can't go the full curve. I wish you were here with me telling me. Ooh. How about we do that and then we can put another, I know what I'm going to do now. Okay. Oh, but I mightn't have glue with me, everyone. I wasn't prepared to do this. Oh, yes, I have. How's our time? We've got, yep, okay. Okay, we'll put our skates on. I do long threads because I can't stand rethreading. Trusty needle threader. Was this the one I was saying was blunt? No, because I swapped it. All right. Thank you to all of you for joining me and spending time and commenting. I'm trying to write back to every comment, but just to let you know, I have been on the road today, so I might be a little bit late. I like those frayed bits. Okay, what did we decide that? Yeah, and then I'm going to do 2 natural. Okay, so I'm just going to, for the moment, I'll do what I'm calling a Sarah knot. 2, 3 around there. Come up in the middle and out there. Okay, this is just going to be, I realise I've covered up some of this crochet, but it doesn't matter. This is beautiful variegated 4-ply wool that I think I found last time at the sewing basket. Yep, so little stitches across here. Yep. Okay, and then I'm going to continue them this way. I'm not going to stay in a straight line because even if I tried to, it wouldn't be straight. Like that. Then come back here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I need to an odd number. So I'm going to do what I call a daisy. It's probably a flattering description of them, but a flower that looks similar to that but not neat at all. There. So this one's going to have 3 petals. Nothing refined about this. How many petals have I got? 1, 2, 3. No, well, that's terrible. Oh, yeah. Actually, it's not because that was supposed to be a running stitch, which it doesn't look like. And I mean, if you don't want to use these little pouches for journals, like they're so handy just to put trinkets and things in. My mum was saying that she just loves making bags and pouches, and that now that she's a little bit older, she needs everything see-through. But while she could see, she put all her different things. She still goes out today with a bag that she had made herself. Like, she's amazing. Truly so relaxing to sew. Well, another big challenge for me is remembering which end to pull through. Okay, I need 2 more petals. Oops. That's okay. 1, 2, 3. I love this variegated thread. 3 and 4. And last one. I'd love to come and put some yellow in the center, but we won't do that now. Okay, so that means I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beautiful blue flowers. Well, the pre-made ones are beautiful. Mine is just giving it that, let's call it the homespun look. Okay, let's go. Let's make a little bit of a feature of this. Not a feature, but a different stitch. So this is sort of like a blanket stitch, if I'm right. I'm just going to use it to go into the cross stitches. So it's stitch upon stitch, layer upon layer. Pulling too tight, but that's okay. Yep. so quiet here. And I can just realize it's just so soothing. Okay, I'm probably talking softly, but that's because it's just in the flow. Yep. And let's just go down here. I've decided I don't like ever wasting the length of cotton, so I just free myself to go wherever I want till it finishes. If I can make it across, we'll get all of those out of the way in a minute. Nearly there. What plans have you got for either the rest of the day if you're on my side of the world, or for the new day if you're watching this when we're all asleep? I just hope you're enjoying life and that things are going well for you. As I said, this journey has just been a blessing for me. Look at that, accidentally. Now, I'm not going to do it now, but, oh God, sorry, just a bit of a fight here to get that through, finish it off. And this is the way with hand stitching, that accidentally everything becomes, I think, joyous and beautiful. So I would later on fix those stitches up. Okay, how are we going to recap and finish? I would probably play Lucky Dip. Oh, look at that one that's got, let's think of our pages. And let's imagine that this is the back. It's very blue, but something like that. Maybe lighter. These are vintage cheapy things. Okay, just for fun. Treasure pocket. Let's put some of those in for later. I'm looking for a tin to keep my buttons in because I think that is fun. Okay, recap. Traveler's journal. We're making pages. We're imagining 3 signatures. We're going to have a cover with this as a treasure in the front and maybe in the back. We might have another little treasure envelope, in fact, maybe like that or maybe like that. And so which means that we'll pick up some blue on these last pages so that it will go together. All right, how was that? Kate stitching to stitch 2, inspired by a trip to the sewing basket and and inspired by my mum being with me, giving me her handkerchief and rescuing together a little pocket. We're having fun, giving life to things as pin cushions. And the final reveal is that I found this. It's the wrong color, everyone. So, but this is what I am going to use for my Roxy's Creations Journal of Stitchery. Look, it's even got a little needle and a pin, so I'm going to dress it, cover it, put daisies on it, add some fabric and all sorts of other things. So that is going to be my little box that will end up having treasures in it. So everyone, thank you. Let's get that colour out of the way. Thank you so much